Hey YouTube, so I'm coming at you guys with a quick video just giving you some tips to get ready for your home buying process. If you know you want a home and you know you haven't really been steady, this is your time to figure out what it is that you want to do, find a place to work, and stay still for a while so that you can show that you are consistent in getting your income. Home buying starts with you going back 2 years and working a job that you get full-time hours, you have your benefits, and you have your consistent pay. In some cases, depending on the type of work that you do, you may move around, but as long as you can show that you've worked consistently for the past 2 to 3 years, then you're good. I started with my company about 4 or 5 months after I graduated from college, and I've been there ever since. And the convenient thing about that is that when I have to send documents over, they're all coming from the same place. So not only does it make it easier for the loan officer to see your credibility, it also makes it easier for you when you have to search for W-2s and tax returns. They're all in the same place. The second thing that I want to recommend is building your credit. Your credit matters. The biggest thing that the mortgage lender is looking for is your debt to income ratio. My situation is quite different than anybody else's because as a college graduate, I don't have any debt. A lot of college graduates do have debt, and that's okay. What they want to see is, are you making payments towards that debt? A car purchase is probably the only thing I can think of that is large, not quite like a house, but on that level, and it shows your credit worthiness. Now, if you're like me, I didn't want a car note. I wasn't making a lot of money. When I had my child, I was like, my daycare bill is the amount of a car note, so I don't want a car note. I always bought my cars with cash. Tax time would come around, refund check would come around, and my cars would mess up and I just have to get another car with cash. So another way to build your credit, and what I did, is to just get some credit cards. Now, I'm going to be real with y'all. I was afraid to get a credit card. If I would have known what I know now, I would have had credit cards in college because I've always been good with budgeting and financing and saving. But I was afraid. I heard the horror stories about people maxing out their credit cards and balling out on their friends and their boyfriends and Pookie and baby daddy them and ruining their credit. Maintaining credit is as simple as getting a secured card from your bank and a $300 to $500 limit and paying your phone bill on it every month. It's that simple. You pick a bill or you pick something that is necessary like gas, groceries, and instead of using the money out your checking account, you charge it on the credit card, and then in 3 to 5 days, you pay it off using the money that was in your checking account. Now, don't make the mistake of thinking that you already paid for it with a credit card and then spend the money out your checking account and then you don't have a way to pay the credit card off. And you should never use more than 30% of your line of credit because you never know when they're going to run your numbers and see how much you're spending. If you're responsible, I recommend getting a higher limit than $300. What they require you to do is to pay your minimum down. It's easier to get the $90 on a $300 card. It looks like you're spending 33% of your income. Versus if it was $90 on a $1,000 card, you're using 10%. It's the same $90, but now you're making that $90 work for you and make you look like you're just responsible as hell. The third thing that you want to do is save. When I was trusting myself to transfer the money from checking to savings, let's just be real, it wasn't happening. So the first thing I started doing is any tax refund, any large lump sum of money, any extra money, I set it up to go into my savings account instead of my checking account. The reason why I do that is because it's harder for me to take the money out once it's in my savings account. The biggest thing that helped me save is direct deposit. Some employers give you the option to send money to multiple accounts. I like that option because I basically take each paycheck and I split it into two. And part goes into my checking and part goes into my savings. And once I actually did it like that, I was able to save much more money. You want to save as much as you can if you're living at home. You also want to have extra money because you're going to have to pay for your appraisal. You're going to have to pay for additional closing costs that the seller doesn't pay for. And you just want to have an emergency net. The more you save, the better. The best time to save, moms, single moms with kids, is during tax time. If you start 2 years in advance, save 50% of your tax return for 2 years. If you're not disciplined, go to your bank, put that money on a CD and don't touch it for 18 months. Let that money work for you. And then when it gives you some interest and you're ready to do your home buying, take what you need out for your home buying process and leave the remainder of it on a CD. That is the best way to get yourself ready for this home buying process. The less money that you have, the harder it is, because there's fees all over the place when you're buying a house. I'm going to end the video right here. And if you would like to hear more about this topic, please let me know. Comment, rate, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you all in the next video.